Thanks for tuning in. I'm Alex Crypto. Check out our website at alexcrypto.com for the latest news and updates and all kinds of technical analysis and cryptocurrency goodies. And also check me out on Twitter at AlexCryptoTV for the latest updates and all kinds of trade calls and all kinds of other goodies. Let's take a look at the global market cap for cryptocurrency. We're back down to $255 billion with the 224-hour volume being just a tad under $14 billion. So let's take a look at what's been going on in the market since we last took a look at it. So let's take a look at the Bitcoin. Now, last video we did, I drew this long trend line and said that potentially we've speculated that a lot of things meet up in this place, like the Fibonacci levels and all sorts of past price action history, as well as a long-term trend line here that basically would bring Bitcoin down to its normal growth rate without all the exuberance here. So we've speculated that, and let's see what Bitcoin has been doing. Let's zoom in here on the hourly and see what Bitcoin has been up to. So last video we made, we definitely said that I suspect that Bitcoin was going to continue sliding a little lower, at least to 5.5 grand, maybe lower. Could be 5,700, between 5,700 and down to maybe even as low as 5,300. Who knows? Algos may decide to make their push down there, but based on past retracements and based on what we've been seeing in the market, I would probably say it's safe to say that a lot of people might get scared out of the market. They might liquidate if algos start pushing down there. You know, there's a lot of newbie investors in this field at the moment. So what has Bitcoin been up to? So let's take a look. We kind of had a lot of sideways action for the past couple of days. It kind of remained whisker under 7 grand in this region here. So where is it going? Let's see. Let's take a look here at the last wave that we took back in the start of April, around April 1st. And we took a bump and we retraced down to the 876, surprise, surprise, or $6,565.37 level. And now we're kind of bouncing around this between the 618 and the 786 fib while the market figures out what to do next. As you could see, there's a lot of candles in there with equidistant wicks, so a lot of indecision candles in there. So definitely to watch Bitcoin, definitely need to watch Bitcoin rather. The stock RSI on the ceiling means the next move will probably be down off the 618. I'm assuming algos will continue to try to make a push down to here probably, or even push it even lower. The RSI is currently at a 51, which is kind of average. So, you know, so sideways action basically with Bitcoin. So moving on to its little sister, Litecoin. We had Litecoin. So Litecoin is currently retracing, is what we established in our last video, and we drew this buy zone here. And we've speculated that just like Bitcoin, that Litecoin might make it down here to the $54, $55 level when all the buyers get scared out of the market and become sellers, and a lot of people start liquidating their portfolios and cryptocurrency wallets to get that last bit of money out of it before the whole market tanks, or so they're gonna think. So let's zoom into Litecoin on the hourly and see what the hell's been going on with the Litecoin since our last video. So in our last video we drew this chart here, we drew these Fibonacci levels. I made a couple of predictions that Litecoin was going to make a sharp retracement down to the 876 level or $113.42 and bounce off this level, and kind of also just like Bitcoin flop around in this 786 618 region. But eventually that it was going to come back up here to 131 before moving further down to wherever the next level is, which would probably be somewhere down here at the 1618, 92 bucks. But definitely one to watch, because who knows, you know, right now we're just getting a lot of sideways action. Again, stochastic RSI is on the ceiling, so the next move will be a momentum downwards. Looking on the daily chart, the stochastic RSI is still looking strong, but it's kind of leveling out. but the RSI shows a downward trend. So like I said, I still believe these things are going to continue retracing downwards until they reach this ultimate level here. And that's a scary level. That's a scary level. So we'll definitely have to watch all of these and see where they're going. Let's take a look next at Ethereum again. So again, with Ethereum, we've established last time that Ethereum had a very exuberant run up, and that is going to have a long, deep retracement, which is indeed what's been going on. And looking on the hourly chart here, and in our last video we drew these fib levels, and I made the prediction that it was kind of going to come down a little bit further down to this 876 level, bounce off, and then come up here to the 236 or $407. And indeed that is what currently we're seeing, kind of a little run up here to the 618. Maybe it will break the 618 level. If it does break the 618, it will continue up to this, at least the 236, 382, 236 level here. So we're definitely going to watch this over the next day or two to see how this progresses. Again, so the stochastic shows there's still some momentum left in this thing. The RSI is currently holding steady at about 54, so there is plenty of room moving up. The RSI does show an uptrend, so definitely Ethereum is one to watch, and maybe there's still some room to make an upside if this thing continues moving up. Let's take a look next at DigixDAO. Haven't looked at this one in a couple of days. So in the last video, we've established one of two things, or didn't establish one of two things rather, and it were these crazy wicks and these crazy candles. Now, where are the algos getting their targets from, and which candle are they using? That was the question. That's what we couldn't really establish. Is the retrace complete here when using this candle, which is this? Normally what you would do is you take the lowest point and the highest point, swing low to swing high. And that would indicate that the retracement is complete, but yet we've dipped a little under the 876, which is not too too abnormal. So that's definitely happens all the time. That's the fact that it's kind of leveling out is a comforting feeling. As you can see, the stochastic RSI is on the floor, and RSI is leveling out down here at oversold conditions at about 30. So let's look at the hourly chart here and get a better idea exactly what's been going on. So yeah, we dipped below that Fibonacci line, but we took a nice little bump off of it. As you can see, that's that 786. But again, the target here really would be the 876, which is the $148 level. So don't think it can't go lower, because it certainly can. These retracements with these cryptocurrencies tend to be deep, especially when buyers and sellers, human buyers and sellers, are getting scared out of the market, and only algos are bullying everybody around. So that's basically what's been going on. So let's take a look to see what we could expect here. So this is the hourly, right? So let's do a little fib tool action here to see what DigixDAO might do next. My assumption would be we'll see some further upward movement as it retraces to the upside. So let's take a look. So it might come back to the 2-3. Yes, it might come back to over here possibly. That also might happen. Or what could also happen is it might peak out here as the stochastic shows, which I don't think is the case. It might come back down into the buy zone and continue its sideways action here at around the $195 level. Again, I don't think that is the case. What I think is the case will be it moving up, and this is just like, let's say, wave 1 or 2 in the Elliott wave set for the retracement upwards from this point right here, from this peak down to 192, and then up to somewhere between, man, it's hard to see on this, somewhere between the, well, god damn it, okay, somewhere between $233 and $230. So let's also take a look at Omise Go. We have never looked at Omise Go before, but it's another one, another blockchain project I really like. So currently Omise Go is about $8.80 to the dollar on Bitfinex. So its peak was about $28.55 over on Bitfinex, and this was during the Christmas run up all the way in January 8th actually was the peak, so it was a little after the New Year's time. At 28.55 was the peak, and now it's retracing downward. It just passed the 618 level and are now approaching the 786 Fibonacci level. And again, as you could safely assume, probably the algos will try to make a push for this target here at the right under $4 at the 876 level. So I would expect Omise Go, once it reaches this point here, it will reach oversold conditions on the RSI as well at the same time. And you can kind of see all of that setting up here now. You might take another bump here and then another bump here until the RSI is finally down here at 21 or lower. And that would be probably when these algos on the longer term, again, this is a daily chart, on the longer term, they will try to make that push down to there, into that fib zone. But what's going on with Omise Go now? Let's zoom in a little bit on the hourly and see what's been going on here. This looks very interesting, so let's draw some more fib lines and see where we stand. Okay. So this looks like a bullish retracement, because we never reached even the 786, and this could be partly because of the good news of an Omise Go. For example, we do have Omise Go news on our website that they're planning a spoon, not a fork, but a spoon. Could be in a separate video later. Anyways, so this could be related to that. Usually when you have a bullish run up, these things only really retrace between 786 and 618 and continue moving upwards. And this is also very interesting here. It looks like a nice pennant forming or something here. It looks very interesting. But yeah, it looks very good. So what is the next move for Omise Go? Well, since it made it back up here to the 236, we might expect a little algo push downwards here this way. I would say most likely would be the next target right here, the 786, or actually down here to 618, depending on how strong it is, before continuing back up there. So Omise Go, definitely interesting to watch. Definitely a lot of good volume in the way. Right now stochastic is pointing downwards, so the next move will probably be, like I said, towards that 618 or 786. If it stops here, this is a bullish move up next. If it doesn't stop there and continues lower, let's say continues to internally retrace down to this level here at the $8.22 level, then I would expect that this will continue to further retrace and continue to further fall down and maybe continue to do some more sideways action, and there is no bull run incoming. That's what that would indicate to me. So Omise Go, I'm definitely watching that one. And last but not least, let's look at Bitcoin Cash to the US dollar tether. The RSI is at the definitely under 30, which is a good sign. Stochastic RSI shows a movement upwards. This is very promising. Looking at long-term Fibonacci levels, we see that Bitcoin Cash has now finally dipped under the 876 level. And now when I'm zooming in on the hourly, we see that we took a nice bounce right here. We see a nice little tweezer candle here. And actually we took a bump. We're actually lower than this bump here at the $622 level back on April 1st. I kind of expected it to kind of go up and then maybe down, and you know, that was kind of expected. Let's take another fib tool here to look at this wave to see what's been going on the shorter term. So we have our retracement that did a full 1-to-1 and then some. So now we would have to extend it like this, and then see what our target is next. So let's see, this would be one. So we would expect now a retracement probably upwards. Let's zoom out first. Okay, let's see what else has been going on let's see on a larger scale. Sometimes I get so excited I neglect to look at the chart in a larger scale. Okay, so we see a waterfall out of the SPIB zone, as we expected, right along the arrow down into this buy zone, and we're still kind of trolling around this buy zone. So I personally believe long term Bitcoin Cash will have a lot of support. Personally, I believe there's a lot of FUD going around, so the big whales can snap it up super cheap. But longer term, I think Bitcoin Cash will win out in terms of in the adoption game. So we'll see. Definitely interesting to watch. So what's the next move for Bitcoin Cash? I guess is the question everybody wants to know the answer to. Well, I would probably have to say the next move will be up to here, at least at 382, which is 710 bucks. So we'll definitely be watching Bitcoin Cash to see what it does next. A lot of good buyer support up here on this level. They don't like this level here, so it'll probably fly right through it. This will probably be a wave 3 area on this Elliott wave set up to this Fibonacci target zone. So we'll definitely have to watch and see. That's all you can do in this game, right? Make the best educated hypothesis and try to ride it out, and not make any dumb mistakes. So always look for those verifications, you know. I'm not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice, but this is Alex Crypto TV, and I am Alex Crypto. Hit me up on Twitter at Alex Crypto TV, or check out the website for the latest news and updates and all kinds of blockchain goodies at alexcrypto.com. Well, not at, but at www.alexcrypto.com. Thanks, guys. Have a good night, and stay tuned for more news videos later tonight. Peace.